Welcome to Messages from the Universe with Laurie Wondra. Laurie is an internationally renowned psychic medium, author, and shamanic practitioner, sharing insights from angels, guides, wisdom keepers, and teachers of the universe that help you navigate life's mysteries and transformations.
Hello, I am Laurie Wondra, and thank you for listening. What is the power of 8 minutes? How do brief connections rejuvenate our body, our mind, and our spirit? And most importantly, why do those small moments matter? Well, in today's conversations, we feel rushed, fragmented, or reduced to text messages and emojis. Many of us long for meaningful connections, yet believe it must come through long dinners, weekend retreats, or hours of intimate conversations. But what if rejuvenation for the heart, the mind, and even our spirit can happen in as little as 8 minutes? Psychologists, writers, and spiritual teachers alike have been circling this idea that short, intentional interactions carry the power to uplift, to restore, and shift our energy. The so-called 8-minute rule has been popularized in articles, leadership talks, and self-help teachings. While science has not proven 8 minutes to be a magical threshold, research consistently does show that even a brief social contact reduces stress, boosts moods, and strengthens our sense of belonging. From a spiritual perspective, 8 minutes is enough time for our vibrational field to align with another's, for our hearts to entrain, and for the invisible threads of energy between us to grow stronger. In that small span, neurotransmitters fire, hormones shift, and auric fields overlap. We emerge from the interaction feeling lighter, calmer, more human. And today, I'd like to blend psychology and spirituality to explore why 8 minutes of authentic presence may be all it takes to feel renewed. What happens in the body and energy fields during such contact? And how to make this practice part of our daily lives. When I was in corporate America, I was on the road a lot. I spent a lot of times in airports, people watching, observing their energy fields and being curious. What's that mean? Whoa, what's happening with that energy field? I grew fascinated by our auras. What caused them to shrink? What caused them to expand? When did we choose to blend our auric fields, and when did we choose to withhold? Well, let's look at the origins of the 8-minute rule. The number gained traction through a mix of psychological business coaching and popular writings. Simon Sinek, the leadership thinker, encourages people to ask friends, "Do you have 8 minutes?" framing it as short enough to be doable, but long enough to make real contact. Instead of saying, "Do you have a minute?" do you have 8 minutes? Psychologists writing in Forbes and Psychology Today have echoed similar sentiments, highlighting how small doses of connection reduce loneliness in a world where long conversations can feel overwhelming. The long-term Harvard study of adult development has repeatedly shown that relationships and social bonds are among the strongest predictors of well-being, of health, life satisfaction over time, a sense of feeling a part of community. The appeal lies in its practicality. 8 minutes feels accessible. It's less than a coffee break, short enough to ask for without guilt, but substantial enough to move past pleasantries. It's a time frame people are more willing to commit to than open-ended, "let's talk." In this sense, 8 minutes is more a psychological construct than a biological law, a bridge between our busy lives and our longing for intimacy. It stops the "I don't have time" or "I can't talk now" to slowing down and being present. Well, what happens in the body in just minutes? Even short interactions create profound physiological changes. Within minutes of authentic connection, the nervous system calms. When we talk to someone we trust, our parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest state, activates. Heart rate slow, breathing deepens, and muscles relax. This shift lowers cortisol, that stress hormone, and increases our feelings of safety. Oxytocin is released. Known as the bonding hormone, oxytocin is triggered by warmth, empathy, and eye contact. Even hearing a caring voice for a few minutes can elevate oxytocin levels, reducing anxiety and enhancing trust. Endorphins and dopamine boost laughter, shared stories, or supportive words increase dopamine, our pleasure, and endorphins, our natural painkillers. These biochemical shifts explain why a short call from a friend can leave us smiling hours later. The heart synchronizes. Research from the Heart Math Institute shows that two people in close contact can experience heart rate variability coherence. That's a form of psychological synchronization. In as little as a few minutes, heart rhythms can align, fostering empathy, calm, peace, and love. And the vagus nerve activates. A kind voice or gentle eye contact stimulates the vagus nerve, which regulates digestion, inflammation, and relaxation. This enhances overall resilience, showing how relational contact is quite literally medicine. 8 minutes provides enough time for these shifts to cascade through our entire body. Just as meditation or breath work can calm the system within minutes, so can a compassionate conversation. The mind and the motions in micro moments. This is the psychological impact of short but sincere interactions is quite profound. 1. Being seen and validated. Humans thrive when they feel noticed and understood. Even a few minutes of genuine attention affirms that you matter. I see you. This validation strengthens self-esteem and reduces feelings of isolation. 2. Cognitive quieting. Brief conversations pull us out of rumination. Our attention shifts from internal worries to relational presence. This cognitive redirection lowers stress and creates mental clarity. And 3, emotional resonance. Through a process called emotional contagion, people pick up others' moods. If a friend shares laughter or calm, our own emotions shift to match. Within minutes, we feel lighter, steadier, more hopeful. 4, micro repair of relationships. Small check-ins prevent relational drift. 8 minutes of authentic connection keeps bonds alive even when schedules are full, reducing the emotional strain of distance. And from a psychological perspective, the magic of 8 minutes is less about duration and more about focused presence. When we sit aside distraction and offer real attention, the emotional benefits arrive quickly. From a vibrational and frequency perspective, this is beyond biology and psychology lies the energetic truth. Humans are vibrational beings. We are not just bodies exchanging words, but fields of frequencies interacting. in training and harmonizing. We don't get that from a text message or an email message. And from a vibrational and frequency perspective, what happens in our energy field? Well, our auras overlap. Every person emits a biofield, an electromagnetic field measurable by sensitive instruments. When we sit near someone, our auras overlap. Within minutes, fields begin to influence each other. Stronger or calmer frequencies often entrain weaker or chaotic ones, creating harmony. Our heart frequency, well, this is our heart emits the body's strongest rhythmic electromagnetic field. Research suggests this field can be detected up to several feet away. And part of this interaction is our heart rhythms subtly entrain, fostering connections. And 8 minutes gives enough time for entrainment to stabilize, for us to elevate or bring calm and peace. I see this when I work with animals. I first connect with the heart and my heart frequency. No words, just my heart. And I match the rhythms, or they match my rhythms. Thirdly, the chakra activation. We can't talk about energy and frequency without talking about our chakra systems, our energy ports. Well, the throat chakra, this is our communication port, awakens as we speak and listen authentically. And keep in mind, the throat chakra is upper, middle, and lower. So it's in through the sinuses, the nose, the ears, down through the throat. The heart chakra opens through empathy and compassion. The solar plexus relaxes when we feel safe. This is where creativity and inner child and stability comes from, and together, this creates energetic rejuvenation. Now, the tuning fork effect, if we place a tuning fork near another human, humans vibrate into resonance. So the human vibration will begin to vibrate to match that of the tuning fork. Laughter, compassion, or presence is like striking the fork. It's like raising people's frequency. So 8 minutes is sufficient for this resonance to shift us into a higher vibration. And then just simply the numerology of 8. In numerology, 8 symbolizes balance, infinity, and cycles. It carries the vibration of harmony and regeneration. So to spend 8 minutes in connection is to enter a small infinity loop, a cycle of giving and receiving energy. So why does 8 minutes feel like magic? Well, although there is no formal study that proves 8 minutes is the absolute threshold, you can't do 7, you can't do 9, you can do 8, there's no study, the number does carry incredible symbolic and practical resonance. Practicality, it's long enough to share something meaningful, short enough to feel doable. It's a psychological commitment. It's a promise of only 8 minutes. It reduces any resistance that we might have, stories that we might be saying or telling that I don't have time, I'm too busy. It eliminates that. And in an energetic cycle, it's a metaphysical tradition, cycles of time, like 7 breaths, 40 days, or 8 minutes. It helps us create containers for transformation. And of course, the numerology power 8 is associated with abundance, balance, flow. Thus, I don't think 8 minutes is random. It is a threshold where science, psychology, and symbolism converge. I'd throw in energy and frequency. So what are some practical applications? How might you bring the 8-minute rule into everyday living? You might schedule daily check-ins. Call a friend or a loved one and simply ask, hey, do you have 8 minutes? Use that time for real presence, No multitasking, just voice, laughter, focus time, or you can just spend some silence together. It allows for workspace or home space connection. Leaders could schedule 8-minute team huddles to share gratitude, check on well-being, or align energy. This small investment boosts morale and reduces burnout. I wish I would have had this 8-minute tool in my toolbox when I was in corporate America. And how about couples and families? Well, partners often imagine they need these long talks to reconnect. In truth, 8 minutes of eye contact, affection, or laughter can reset intimacy. And 8 minutes for maybe digital detoxing. Maybe that digital detox ritual is something that you start. Spend 8 minutes with a loved one, phone free. Turn it off. Put it in a drawer. Leave it outside. Place the devices aside and notice how attention sharpens and your energy deepens. And it allows us to practice frequencies. You could add breath work. You could add chanting or soft music to amplify vibrational impact during the 8 minutes. Humming together or toning a sound creates resonance that lingers with all of us. I went back and I looked at cultural and ancestral echoes and how short cycles of connection maybe have been woven through human history. In storytelling circles, elders often shared wisdom in short bursts, allowing integration before more words, more gaps, more spaces before more talk. In prayers and chanting, many traditions use chants repeated for a few minutes to raise group vibration. And there are some ritual greetings where indigenous cultures often greeted each other with eye contact, touch, or short ceremonial words that shifted energy instantly. I know I've also used the power of 8 for healing circles, where there's 8 individuals and someone is in the middle and we focus all the healing energy to that person. The power of 8 is important. Our ancestors knew what science now confirms, that connection needs not be long to be profound. Doesn't have to be loud to be impactful. How 8 minutes, in just 8 minutes, we're able to shift our frequencies, our vibration, our mood, the chemistry in our bodies. As loneliness and digital saturation continue to rise, reclaiming micro moments of connection becomes essential. This is important for our future of connection. In healthcare, nurses and doctors may be practicing 8-minute empathy visits could reduce patient anxiety and improve healing outcomes. In schools, teachers spending 8 minutes of genuine attention with students could transform motivation and belonging. In workplaces, regular 8-minute connection rituals could reduce stress, enhance collaboration and teamwork, and prevent burnout. And in the technology-heavy lives, even in an AI age, humans crave frequency exchanges that screens cannot replicate. Now, if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't have 8 minutes. I'm a doctor or nurse, I don't have 8 minutes. Or I'm a teacher, I don't have 8 minutes. Or I'm a leader, I don't have 8 minutes. I ask you to shift that thinking and just try it. Just try finding and using 8 minutes of your day differently. It could be a new blueprint for rehumanizing society. Now, here are a few journaling prompts for all my writers and journalers out there. 1, recall a time when a brief interaction changed your entire day. What shifted in your body and emotions? Or journal about who in your life would benefit from 8 minutes of your full presence this week. You don't have to do it every day. Just pick one person this week. How do you feel in your body, even after a short hug, a laugh, or a conversation? Write about your sensations. Consider the numerology of 8. Where do you feel in cycles, in infinity or balance in your relationships? And lastly, I offer you this time to experiment. Give someone 8 minutes of undivided attention today. Reflect on how both of you feel afterward. Now, the 8 minutes idea is compelling because it's simple and it's actionable. Quite honestly, we all have 8 minutes that we can set aside. This 8 minutes, it lowers the barrier to reaching out, to touching someone else's energetic field, to being more human. Many of us resist making calls because we assume they'll be long or emotionally heavy, but just committing to 8 minutes feels more doable. And even if 8 minutes is somewhat arbitrary, the general principle is it holds space in a small, focused social contact that can have disproportionate positive psychological effects. The outcomes are magical. The impact likely depends heavily on quality. A distracted or superficial check-in probably won't help much. We all probably have had the visit from someone that's looking down at their phone. They're talking while they're texting, or they're answering their phone while they're talking. This is about being sincere. This is about being attentive. This is about empathetic conversation because it matters. Individual differences count a lot. Someone who might be more extroverted, lonely, or in emotional distress may derive more benefits than someone that's maybe more introverted or already well socially connected. Those that are connected might feel less change. But ultimately, the 8-minute idea is not about a number. It's about a principle. Sincere, focused, presence. It creates this opportunity to rejuvenate far faster than we realize. It is presence over duration. And the facts. Science shows us that oxytocin rises, cortisol falls, and the heart synchronize in just minutes. Psychology reminds us that validation, laughter, and attention quickly soothes loneliness. Spiritual wisdom affirms that our frequencies entrain, our chakras open, and our vibrations lift, even in brief exchanges. I see it in people's energetic fields as they weave together. And in a world where time feels scarce, 8 minutes becomes a gift, a ritual of connection, a reminder that rejuvenation doesn't require hours, it only requires presence. As we move forward, may we offer each other the infinity of 8 minutes, again and again and again. And may we discover how little time it takes to feel connected and wholly alive. I'm Laurie Wondra of Your Life Core, and thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening to Messages from the Universe. For information about Laurie Wondra's current events or to schedule a private session, visit her website, yourlifecore.com. You can also subscribe to our monthly newsletter. Laurie also shares inspirational and informational messages on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening.